The acting community has worries about performance capture because they believe it's some form of replacement for performance, when in fact, it's the opposite. Performance capture is a tool that allows actors to transform themselves into many different characters. You are not confined by physicality, you can play anything. These are the words of Andy Serkis, the actor who has provided his digital form to be transferred to create the movement for many characters we have seen in films today. In her book titled Make and Believe, Lisa Bode wrote, "If we think of Darth Vader, people routinely attribute the performance to James Earl Jones as he provided the iconic voice, but they rarely remember that it was actually David Prowse who wore the suit. For some reason, the actor who provides the motion capture work is usually not acknowledged, and people say that the effects are the sole effort of the animators. But where does the emotion and the personality for the characters actually come from? This is quite obviously due to the actor themselves, such as, for example, Andy Serkis. According to the book, Acting and Performance in Moving Image Culture, Peter Jackson had initially searched for an actor to play the voice of Gollum in Lord of the Rings, but Jackson made an important discovery about acting. Serkis needed to contort his face and body in order to produce the character's voice. In short, Gollum's voice could only come from an actor who physicalized Gollum's body. Jackson then said, "It was really in that audition that I came to realise that the actor's voice and expressions are related. You can't separate the two." However, it can be seen that the character is not the sole responsibility of the actor. In the quest for realistic animations, there seems to be a fine line which is occasionally crossed. So if studios' goals are to make the most realistic digital creations, then why are they disregarded when realism is achieved? This is due to a phenomenon that is referred to as the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley is a characteristic dip in emotional response that happens when we encounter an entity that is almost, but not quite human. This means that no matter how good the digital creation is, and it can be very human or animal-like, it still evokes a sense of uneasiness that something is not quite right with what we are seeing. There is an irony that cartoon-like characters in films such as Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles can convey more emotions to people than lifelike digital creations such as the characters in Tintin and Beowulf. Despite not being considered for an Oscar for his acting work with motion capture, the use of it can easily be summed up by Serkis himself. "When I did a film about Ian Dury, the way I played him is no different than the way I approach Caesar or Captain Haddock. That's the key to performance capture. It records an actor who is playing a role that could not be achieved using prosthetic makeup. It's about an actor acting a role, except with a different costume." According to Stephen Prince, the animator or actor who creates a digital character on screen must give a performance expressed through the character as it is created, shaped, and given movement in the expression of feeling and attitude. Due to the lack of prosthetics and practical makeup, the actor in the motion capture suit has physically more freedom, more creative choice, and therefore more responsibility for communicating his character's embodiment through his own contortions and movements. To conclude, animators cannot be solely relied upon to create a character. The actors are needed to provide a basis for the digital performance, and sometimes the actor can be recognisable through their use of gestures, their gait, and their overall personality that exudes from their digital performance. However, artists are also needed to transform this motion and translate it into an entirely new creation, but they must work hard to achieve realistic properties but not step into the uncanny valley. Therefore, the digital artist cannot work without the actor and vice versa. They must both work towards a common goal.